What if instead of trying to go out and create community in some fun exotic place, you just actually made your home feel like home?
Yeah.
And so the more we talk to folks, the more we realize like this is actually a process. Like meeting your neighbors is not a quick thing you can just do and then you feel that sense of connection and friendship. You actually have to do like many consistent small things over and over again. And there is a little bit of a playbook. There's not necessarily like the perfect things to do everywhere. Every local context is different, every culture is different, every set of people are very different. But there are some best practices, and so we decided to create a what we're calling a neighborhood accelerator program where we help people go from like not knowing any neighbors to building a foundation of community and connection and trust and collective ownership over the place we call home.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't realize that you had already gotten everyone in your building on it. And
Yeah,
that's something that I think for people who live in apartment buildings, it's probably even more important than me who lives in a suburb, right? Because like knowing everybody in your building, a building is like a castle as far as your lizard brain is understanding, right?
that's
And
true.
so to know that like you know all the people in your castle, like, and you could lock the front door and you would know who's all in there with you. That's a pretty cool thing. So I love that, and it's funny you talked about the long term vision of or the long term, the long tail of it, and then it's not something you could just do once. I was talking to Bethany, one of the neighborhood participants, this morning because she wrote this article about that we'll talk about later, um, and I actually think of it as choosing to spend your recreational time in like building a community around you versus going to a concert or doing something else. You're always welcome to go do those things, but if you orient your life around affinity based things, it's actually more like orienting your life around eating cake all the time. Whereas orienting your life around your neighborhood and your community is more like eating vegetables.